We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Awesome! Hello everyone, thanks for pressing play. You are watching a brand new episode of ExcaliburCCGTV, where we come together every week to talk about the great comics hitting the shelf. We are talking this week about the comics hitting the shelf for December 24th, the day before Christmas. I am Chris, co-host Randy, co-host Buzz. We're going to talk about the awesome comics hitting the shelf. And guys, we really do wish you guys a Merry Christmas for everyone that celebrates it. We really do. Hope you guys have a great time with your Christmas celebration. We're looking forward to it, having a blast.
Yes. Season's greetings, everyone.
Season's greetings, everyone. Guys, I think that's. I thought I had something else to announce, but there we go. We're gonna dive into everything.
Real quickly, I will say, anybody who's wondering, we are going to be open normal hours, Christmas Eve.
Okay.
So come in, do that, and his little spiel. Remember, we have our MP3 because this is a longer episode.
Yes, thank you. Yes. The link's going to be down below, guys. This is a longer episode. Listen to the MP3, and always check out what we're doing at our website, ExcaliburCCG.com. I am a bit out of sorts, and these gentlemen are going to help me navigate through the awesomeness.
We got
help me, Rhonda.
Should be mentioned, we have a few nibbles here with some people who are interested in future episodes of filling in as a guest host. Some ladies out there. Awesome, you rock. So, you know, the show's going to look probably a little better than it does right now.
Probably so. That's great. Yeah. Hey, quick aside real quick from last week's question of the week. Another song you guys should check out for Christmas. Relient K's version of the 12 Days of Christmas. Have you heard that?
I think I have.
That is awesome.
They have a whole album, Christmas album.
As I said in our messages down there, when it comes to like traditional Christmas stuff, I just like the music. I don't like to actually listen to people sing it.
Which he just cringed to hearing me sing that from a few moments ago. But he made it through. He did great. Guys, we're going to dive into the storylines. And starting off with DC, we have some stuff coming from Godhead. So Buzz, help us out. Cover that for us.
Alright, Red Lanterns, number 37, Act 3, Part 4. Alright, Guy and Simon battle in the hordes of New Genesis. They are, warped right into the middle of a fight there. And the gods of New Genesis don't know that Guy has a death wish. I mean, he really does not care whether he lives or dies at this point because of his guilt over basically taking over the Red Lanterns and all of them dying. But, and he will stop at nothing to win this fight. So
I never put two and two together, but Guy has a mustache right now and he has a death wish. He is technically Charles Bronson.
Oh no!
Yeah! Charles Bronson wishes he was Guy Gardner. Alright, Sinestro number 8, Act 3, Part 5. Sinestro knows the only way to bring down the new gods is to bring Hal Jordan to New Genesis, but there's always more to mix out. With Sinestro, will it be too late once we find out his true intentions?
Very cool.
It could cost Hal an arm or something. Alright, and one more. Green Lantern Annual. Godhead, Act 3, Part 6. The massive finale is here. Alright, on one side you got the new gods, on the other side you got the Rainbow Corps. And, or what's left of them. There's really not a lot of people left here, but they did in the wings wait the unlikeliest of allies, Hal Jordan, and as we've mentioned week after week, the Black Hand is helping out here.
Yes.
Alright, and changes are coming to the heroes of the universe, and this is the climatic finale. Who lives, who dies?
Until, a couple of months from now, which all of these will be canceled.
Yeah.
Except
for Green Lantern.
That's going into Convergence. Coming out of Convergence, they may restart them. So it's a very good chance that could happen.
Which of these did they cancel?
New Guardians, the Corps,
and Red Lanterns.
And Red Lanterns.
Sinestro and Green Lantern
are the only two, but I can't imagine them not having some sort of core title.
Yeah.
So that's going to keep on.
Very cool.
Moving on to some AXIS, because there's tons of AXIS.
There's tons of AXIS.
Tell us about the main AXIS title.
Avengers and X-Men AXIS number 9. This is the finale of the AXIS event. The main book here going on right here. We get to see Act 3, New World Disorder. the question, obviously, who lives, who dies. We see a villain take on the mantle of his arch nemesis, who was a hero. Takes on the mantle of a former hero to save the world. Also, we get to see an Avengers appalling decision, an X-Men's fate, and everything changed. They say that this is the one comic of the century that you should buy if you buy anything.
Yeah, they always say that. But
there we go.
I'm hoping there's a Bob Newhart moment where they wake up and it's all a dream.
It's a dream.
More going on with this. Talk to us about some Superior Iron Man.
All right,
Yes.
Superior Iron Man. If you're not reading this book, it's getting pretty intense. If
Yeah.
you didn't read last issue, if you haven't read it, mute your deal, because Matt Murdock can see now.
Yep.
He is no longer blind. That's Daredevil for people keeping track.
Yep.
But anyway, the last temptation of Matt Murdock after life-changing events, which I just spoke of, he's faced with an impossible choice. Will Daredevil rebel, or will he buy into Tony Stark's new vision with the extremists? Can nothing stop Iron Man's non-stop party? You'll be surprised hidden. Who wants to crash
I
it?
got that. Did you get that? Vision.
Yeah.
I love the cover for this issue because it's got Tony Stark looking over Daredevil's red glasses that he wears.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Another tie-in for Axis is Loki, Agent of Asgard #9. In this, Loki must face off against a former ally, Lorelei, who happens to be the sister of the Enchantress.
Okay.
Plus, we've got the brutish God of Evil 4.
Hey man, he is wreaking havoc. Did I say it?
Yeah.
Did I say it right? There you
Wreaking
go.
havoc.
Wreaking havoc. There we go. Throughout the main book, he's
Yeah.
like off the chain,
Yeah.
like
He's off the chain.
literally axing people.
Let
So
me axe you. Give us another tie-in.
Captain America in the Avengers #3.
show enough.
You've dreaded it. That's no way to talk about this comic book. Right, you've dreamed of it. It's here. The Avengers War. Captain America and Iron Man bringing the full power of the Avengers against the Gym Theater. Can our heroes possibly survive? Guest starring your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh
Yeah, whose side is he going to be on? And everybody, if you're not familiar with the Gym Theater, that's basically the Mighty Avengers group. So that's Avengers, Mighty Avengers that we're talking about with that. We've got Deadpool #39. Will Deadpool be the Zen Master forever? Or will we see the return of the everybody's favorite murderous mercenary Wade Wilson?
That's
we'll
awesome.
Figure out. I'm guessing that we're going to get the old Wade Wilson back here eventually. Give us something about Carnage.
Carnage. Okay, I will.
#3.
Carnage #3. Thanks, guys. Yeah,
Of 3.
take
That's
it over
right.
because
I
I
don't know. I don't
Carnage
know.
#3 hits this week. This is the last issue of it because these little times with Hobgoblin, they've been 3-issue series, but we still see the Sin Eater that's on the trail of Carnage. Also, Carnage is still trying to learn how to be a good guy and trying to have the help of a reporter help him do that. So I doubt he will actually get to that conclusion by the end of this issue, but will he survive the Sin Eater who's still on his trail?
Yeah, once this whole hate or reversal wave, inversion wave is what they called it, is canceled out or ends. I'm not sure if Carnage will still feel that same way. The thing that's interesting to me is when he crossed over into the Nova book, he talked about he made some comment at the end with, "Hey, I'm going to have to come back here." You don't know if he's coming back a hero or a villain, though, because he was a hero the last time. Speaking of Nova, we have Nova #25, where Sam has been close personal punching bag here for the last few issues. But that's all over and things are changing for him. So we're going to find out where things go from there in this issue. We also have all new X Factor #18, where Sunfire returns to the team and he has a proposal for them. But this is happening just as the team is dispatched to the Middle East, and they're going to have to try to help end this war between these two factions in the Middle East. Other than that, looks good. I think we covered it all.
I think we covered all the storylines.
No,
I got one more for you guys.
more.
We have, I guess, with all these storylines, everything's concluding. It looks like.
Yeah.
And last up that we have for you is Robin Rises Alpha #1 hitting the shelf. We had the Omega a while back. We've had the storyline going on with Batman and Robin. When Batman went to Apocalypse in the Hell suit and put a whooping on Darkseid and came back with Damian Wayne in that last issue. And Damian Wayne is back, but The question that needs to be answered and will be answered with this is what exactly did come back? What is Damian Wayne now that he's been through all this with the Chaos Shard and the Pits of Apocalypse and all that's been going on? So this issue right here will address that, and we'll get to find out more about Damian Wayne.
He is Groot. I mean, no, what is he?
What is he indeed? That's it for the storylines, folks. Actually, everything is wrapping up. So this is the end of the Godhead, end of Axis. We may still have another straggler to come the next week or so,
but we should be done with it.
I hope that we are. So that's it for that, guys. So tell us what you think about that below. We're going to move on to some great looking new number ones that we've been looking forward to. Randy, what do you want to start off with?
I'm going to start off with a real random number one here because I didn't even realize this was a title coming out called They're Not Like Us. This is number one, I believe, from, I guess it's just the main Image comics. I don't think it's from, I was thinking Top Cow a moment ago. But Eric Stevenson is doing this, and this is a story that we're all familiar with because every single generation seems to look at the generation that's coming up and saying that they're good for nothings. They're going to bring about this world to ruin with their laziness, with their no good, scheming and whatever else that they do. Why? Because they're not like us. This time, however, maybe that could be true. We'll figure out.
I read something about how, like, it's not just, I mean, it is that, they're not like us, the irritation behind it, but, like, Eric Stevenson actually is, like, going to explore, like, a reason why the next generation is not like the previous one. So I'm very interested in that.
Yeah.
I'm going to check it out.
I didn't even realize that was coming out. I think I totally missed that in the preview. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, what is this? Oh, okay. Talk to us about another one here.
Buzz, what's up for you?
By the power of Grayskull, He-Man and the Eternity War, number one. Alright, the war to end all wars has begun in Eternia as He-Man, She-Ra, the Sorceress, and Teela battle the villainous Dark Horde led by Hordak.
That's right.
How far will our heroes go to reclaim their home, and what sacrifices will Adam make to salvage his family's legacy?
That's right. No Skeletor. It's Hordak.
It's Hordak.
And the Dark Horde.
Hordak and the Dark Horde.
This sounds like this sounds like a miniseries, but this is an ongoing series for right now. They may eventually choose to end it, but it's an ongoing series. So
very cool. Speaking of a limited series, though, we have Graveyard Shift, number 1 of 4, hitting the shelf this week. We talked about this a while back because they had some preview pages at the end of an issue of Copperhead with this. But this is Jay Farber and Fran Bueno.
I always say Faber.
This is taking a look at a detective, a homicide detective, and his girlfriend. They get caught up into a Fright Night style, castle style action adventure that involves vampires.
When I read that, I was like, castle style. What's this mean? Like they're in the moors of England or something? No, Castle like the TV show.
Exactly. There you go.
Makes more sense now.
The preview pages looked really good. Jay Farber is killing it on Copperhead right now, and you've seen his work before in other things like Noble Causes. So this is another creator-owned series by him, 4 issues. Check it out. It's going to be on the shelf this week.
And the thing we can mention about that I don't believe he did, is that this is them putting the bonds of their love to the test with while they're facing off against a gang of vampires.
Right.
So, yeah.
Fright Night. Yeah. That's really it for the new number ones. It wasn't just a time
there weren't,
this week.
And there's going to be even less next week, guys.
Oh, really? You've already looked ahead?
No,
yeah?
Well, no. Usually, the last week of the year, there's maybe like 3 to 6 books that come out.
Okay. So next week will be a real short episode.
We'll do it naked.
And guys, that's the new number ones.
If we hit 500 views, we'll do it naked.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Who's to say that he isn't already? Oh!
He doesn't wear pants to the show.
My fuzzy balls are exposed.
They are. Oh, he did it. He did it. He went there.
All right, moving on. Question of the week.
Randy, tell us. Here we go.
They have been Christmas themed. We have been building up to this moment. The moment is now upon us where we want to know. It can be heartfelt. It can be funny. What is your favorite Christmas story or moment? A personal thing. Share with us. Something that's memorable from Christmas time. Shall I start off?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right. Back when I was a kid, let's be clear about some things. There were TV shows that were clearly made for boys.
Okay.
Shows that were like, and you know, girls could watch them, but they were clearly like with the guys in mind, with G.I. Joe and Transformers, Ninja Turtles, different things like that. There were some shows that were clearly meant for girls, like Strawberry Shortcake and My Little Pony. And then there were some shows that were really, you know, cross, you know, for either of the sexes there. Something like, you know, Care Bears, where, you know, there was a little boy and there was a little girl who were with the Care Bears. Okay. And it was, you know, more like learning to, you know, a lesson kind of thing. Smurfs was another one that was kind of like that. Okay. Snorks was another one. But I could go on and on. My thing, though, is that as a kid, the ones that were meant for girls, I was not interested in whatsoever. Okay. Did not like these. My sisters would watch them. I didn't care about them. It was time to go outside once those were on.
I'm out of here.
Christmas time. The tree. Underneath the tree, it is filling up with Christmas presents. And this guy finds a present underneath the tree that has my name on it.
Oh, okay.
I am probably about 5 or 6 at this time when this happens. Okay. And so my thing was, I'm going to go and slowly pull it open and peek into the present. And I found, Brad is going to put the image up here, what was waiting for me. It was a Rock Lord action figure. They were called Gnarlies. And for you, Gnarlies, you wound them back and they would move forward and their snout would open and close. The tail would wiggle. They had the fairy, you know, the furry. They were like the pets in the show. Okay. So I was excited because this is what I was going to get. Christmas Eve, we were able to open one present. Guess what I went straight for? I went for the present that I knew what this was. Opened that present, tore into it, and my heart was broken. What? Shattered into a million pieces because what was inside was not the Gnarly. But my mom had obviously seen that I had opened this present. Oh! And changed it out with a My Little Pony. Oh, no! The hatred for the ponies began in earnest right then and there. So when this resurgence of ponies came around, there was no love from this guy because I hate the ponies because of that moment. She did give the present to me later on, but that was lesson learned.
Wow, dude! Oh man, that's great, man. Way to go, Mom. You did that was great.
I don't think I looked in any more presents.
That was the last time you cheated, huh? Awesome, Buzz. What's up for you, man?
All right. I don't really have a good Christmas story, but I've got a good Christmas joke for you.
Suck them.
And I will personalize it by giving the characters our name. All right. There was a father. His name was Chris. He had 2 twin sons named Randy and Buzz. Randy was a very optimistic kid, you know, happy, you know, looked on the bright side of everything. Buzz was exactly the opposite. He was very pessimistic, you know, dark, doomy, cloudy day, every day. All right, for Christmas, Chris decides, I'm going to try a little experiment. He gives Buzz the best toys, the nicest, you know, best Christmas a little boy could have. Gives him, you know, just pure sweetness. And he gives Randy, while he's sleeping, he dumps a bag of horse manure on the floor in his room, just to see the reaction from him the next morning. Buzz wakes up crying.
This happened to me.
And Chris is like, Buzz, why are you crying? And Buzz says, look at all this stuff. I'm going to have to read the instructions on all these games and try to figure out how to play them. And all the kids are going to want to come and play with my toys. I don't want to share them with anybody. And Chris, you know, sick to his stomach, goes to Randy's room. And Randy's smiling ear to ear. And he's like, why are you smiling? There's a pile of horse crap on your floor. And he's like, there's got to be a pony around here somewhere.
No! No ponies! No! My favorite part of that is that the crying, upset Buzz sounds like Bobcat Goldthwait there.
That was great, man. There's gotta be a pony around. That's awesome.
No pony!
Even through all that's awesome. Awesome. My favorite Christmas story, happened to me personally, that I'll never forget is we had just moved into, when I was 12 years old, we had just moved into a new home. We were real excited about being there, but I had done some exploration earlier that year and went someplace I wasn't supposed to be and broke both of my ankles when I was 12 years old. And so I had one leg in a full leg cast, the other one in a cast up to my shin, and I was in a wheelchair for about 6 months because of the breaks that I had. So Christmas time came that year. I was blown away because I was reading comics then. I did stuff like that. I was a young kid when I started, and that year I had heard about the very first volume of the Marvel Masterworks X-Men Volume 1. And I told my mom about it, and that was, even back then, that was like a $50 or $60 book. So it was not at the top of my list of things I just thought I would get. But sure enough, that Christmas, as I sat on the floor with both legs in casts and opened up this package, that's exactly what it was. It was the Marvel Masterworks X-Men Volume 1. First edition. I mean, this was the first print run of when they started all that. Which is, to me, I was too young to know the difference of having a collection like that. I just loved the idea of having X-Men #1 as a kid. And then I had this story and I could read it. And Mom, that was like the best Christmas ever. You did so awesome for that. And I'll never forget that. Even now, I'm still a little giddy about it and a little excited. I'm, tearing up a little bit because it was such a rough year with that and the issues that were going on with my ankles, but it was awesome at Christmas because Mom came through or Santa Claus I should say, but it was awesome. And I'll never forget that. Thank you, Mom. Thank you for an awesome Christmas. That was that.
Cool.
So guys, tell us below. Tell us your favorite. Tell us a joke. Tell us your favorite Christmas moment, your favorite Christmas story below in the comments. We want to hear from you. Moving on, we are going to be talking about our favorites that are coming out this week. These are the comics that are usually at the top of our stacks. We read them first. But before we do that, we're going to tell you about our favorite from last week. Buzz, from last week, what was your favorite issue?
I'm going to go out with it wasn't really even an issue, it was a book. It's called The Gigantic Beard That Was Evil.
Good one. Very good.
It's
This guy.
It's probably easily I'll sit down and read it straight through book. I mean, it reads very fast. It's not a lot of dialogue in it. It's very artsy looking. But anyway, it's about a cookie cutter town called Here, and stories about this existing area around it called There. But everybody, same. It kind of reminded me of Edward Scissorhands, the way it's just, everybody goes about their daily routine, nothing changes ever. And this guy, the main character, he cannot grow a hair on his head, but for one little hair that comes out of his lip. And anyway, no matter what he does to that hair, it always grows back, like almost right away. But anyway, one day, they don't really explain this, but something triggers his face to just start growing a beard, and it is the most awesome beard ever. And it keeps growing and growing. He shaves it off, it grows right back, and it just keeps getting longer and longer and longer. They bring in, the military, the police, all that. When that doesn't work, they bring in the hairdressers and just start styling the beard up like scaffolding and just trying to contain it because it's getting big. It's reaching the sky. But anyway, I'm not going to tell you how it ends, but I mean, it was a, nice little read and pretty nice artwork and just a fun book. Randy checked it out too.
Yeah. It reminded me of the some sort of like Dr. Seuss trying to teach a lesson kind of thing, mixed with like a Tim Burton-ish kind of like atmosphere.
Because once all the hairstylists were doing the job, doing the beard, nobody had anybody to cut their hair, so they had to start cutting their own hair, and it was everywhere. So their perfect little haircuts were not there anymore. Yeah. And it just started changing things once this beard came into this town. So
interesting. Randy?
Wicked and Divine number 6.
Okay.
I believe was mine. I just love that, like how they ended the last story arc. This one began with, you know, things were looking up for a character, suddenly not so looking up so much so, and just this the introduction of another one of the gods and being able to go, you know, lead us down what the next step is, what the next path is, and you know, it all revolves around just who exactly it was that shot Lucy. So a whole lot of fun there. Man, Kieran Gillen just knows how to write a fabulous book, and McKelvey in this issue started to step away from more of the standard panels that he's been doing, and was doing some of the stuff more so out of the Young Avengers book.
Oh,
so
nice.
I was enjoying that.
Very cool. My favorite from last week, I think, would have to be Moon Knight number 10.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that storyline. We got to see that Khonshu is no longer with Mark Spector.
Yeah.
And has taken someone else as his host or his avatar. And that whole story, I loved it. That was great. And especially was impressed with Smallwood's art for that issue. That was leaps and bounds of like the best artwork I've seen from him, and really made himself unique in my eyes. And I'm really looking forward to more stuff from him. So those are our favorites from last week, guys. You tell us your favorite from last week as well in the comments below, and we're going to dive into our favorites coming this week. And we're going to start off with one that we all liked, and we're going to get this week is Gotham by Midnight number 2.
Yeah.
Because we're impressed with number 1 so much, we're going to be checking that out as well. And in this particular issue, we're taking a look at Corrigan and the Internal Affairs Agent Rook. This guy signed on for something he had no idea what he was signing on for. But we got to see at the end of the last issue this crazy demonic nun teaching these kids out in a shanty shack out in the bayou, and where it's going to go from there. I want to see it. I just want to see it.
They say there may be something that goes on with needing to use the spirit of vengeance there, but they can't necessarily use it with Rook being there. You know, he has decisions to make with that. So we'll see exactly what's happening with it.
Very cool. What's up for you for this week?
For me, one of the cool books, this is the beginning of this graphic novel, actually, and I'm not getting a whole lot of books this week. In fact, the 3 that are on my list is all that I'm getting this week.
Okay.
Corto Maltese, Under the Sign of Capricorn. This is from IDW. It's the first of 12 volumes. This is from Hugo Pratt. He is, the adult comics from the 1970s, 60s, 70s, something like that. He was the one who created the term graphic novel and created these graphic novels. He was doing this before anything else came out as graphic novels.
Okay.
And this is going to get a new translation, and Corto Maltese is kind of just this rogue with the heart of gold, the kind of character. The art from it that I've seen at certain times kind of reminds me of the art from... I'm drawing a blank on that. There was a show on Adult Swim, a manga with the space pirates, and I'm just drawing a blank on that. I'll look it up while you guys are talking and figure it out. But this is going to there's going to be 12 volumes, and this is going to contain the first 6 stories in this volume. So
very cool.
I'm totally excited about this.
Very cool. Buzz, what's up for you, bro?
Captain Midnight number 18. Alright, with teleporting assassin Helios on a tight leash, Captain Midnight and his allies soar south to infiltrate an impenetrable jungle compound and attempt to capture Midnight's sidekick turned enemy, Chuck Ramsey, and force him to answer for his crimes.
Cool.
But the traps lie waiting in the undergrowth, and what mysterious forces is Chuck tapping into?
Very cool. For me, Daredevil number 11. Yes. Loving this series. And I'm not sure... I don't think any of the Superior Iron Man stuff is going to cross over into this series, but I could be wrong. but I'm totally digging this. We get to see in this issue that one of the storylines that's been building up since issue number 1 pays off in a big way this issue. And then we also get to see how San Francisco may have 2 men without fear. And in this issue, one's going to be left standing. So who's the other guy going to be? How is he going to be a contender against Daredevil? I want to see that. I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah. And it's sad, very sad, that Wade and Samney will be leaving the book soon. But, you know, there we go. Randy?
It happens. Cowboy Bebop was what the art style kind of reminds me of with it. The Massive number 30 is my other book here. This is the last issue of the series. We see that the seas are finally calm and that the Ninth Wave's crew may have a second chance. We don't know what's next for the world here because there's been a whole lot of changes for them. So, last issue, I can only tell you, go out if you can find the individual issues, pick them up. If you can get the trades, get those. I love this series so much.
Very cool. Buzz?
All right.
Because
Judge
it's Brian
Dredd.
Wood.
Speaking of Brian Wood,
Oh.
Judge Dredd number 26, Mega City Manhunt Part 2 has nothing to do with Brian Wood. Anyway, Judge Dredd's like public enemy number 1, and Chief Justice Cal has framed Dredd basically to get rid of him. And anyway, Judge Anderson was killed, but her conscience is in Judge Dredd's head.
What?
Yeah. She's been in there for a few issues, actually. But anyway,
And he has a few issues with that.
yeah.
So.
And the law. But yeah. But anyway,
Sorry.
everybody wants Dredd. You'll want Dredd too. Specifically, Judge Dredd number 26.
Very cool. Last up for me is Outcast, number 6, Robert Kirkman, Paul Azaceta. This issue resolves some of the stories, many points of the storyline that have been developing in this first story arc, and I'm looking forward to it because there's a few things going on that are just like, I'm like, okay, what in the world? So we get to finally see some more of that. I've been enjoying this series. Each issue is creepy, and oh man, there's something going on in the background that Kirkman has been hinting at, and I'm really looking forward to see more of that, to see what this connection is. I could go on a little bit longer, but I'm not. That's it for this week, guys. We are wrapping up this episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for pressing play. We really, really appreciate it. Don't forget, we are Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games here in Shreveport, Louisiana. You can also visit our store in Texarkana, Texas, and always visit our website at ExcaliburCCG.com. Links for our Twitter and Facebook are down below in the description info. And thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. And most of all, everyone, Merry Christmas. Be safe. Have fun. Have a great time with your family, friends. Tell us about it below. We would love to hear about it and share our experience with you as well. Anything else to add, gentlemen?
Try not to kill anybody. I know that family get-togethers can get crazy with everybody in one room, for extended amount of time. So,
Yes.
So be safe with that.
Be safe if you're traveling too. I'll be traveling, so be safe driving. Be back for our next episode. We will see you next week. Until then, be safe, take care, read great comics. We'll see you then. Merry Christmas.